Welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka. In case you just tuned in, we spoke about how to prevent that child of yours becoming a spoiled brat, and it was quite informational. Is that a word?
It's always great to have Arundhati on the show, right?
It is.
Because I think all the parents out there are really benefiting from all the advice that she's giving out.
That is true. Did you know what this week is? I just found out.
Tell me.
Well, no, I didn't just find out. I knew about this week. It is actually a National Poison Control Week. The prevention of it.
I see. All right. So on that note, since Good Morning Sri Lanka is very up to date about especially the healthcare sector here in Sri Lanka, we have with us Dr. Varuna Gunathilaka, who is the consultant physician and head of the National Toxicology and Poison Prevention Center. Good morning, doctor. Welcome to Good Morning Sri Lanka.
Good morning.
And also Dr. Anil Jasingha, who is the director of the National Hospital here in Sri Lanka. So it's an honor to have you on the show as well, sir. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, both of you. I know it's Good Morning Sri Lanka in the morning. We give out a great one.
Yeah.
All right. So first things first, for the people watching at home, what is this week all about?
Yeah, actually, this week is about toxins and the toxins and the environment, right?
Okay.
So that's the theme for this particular.
Yeah, that's it.
Toxins, environment,
And actually, we are aiming at prevention of poisoning. Right? So now we have the National Toxicology and Poisons Unit, right? And this center has declared this week on behalf of the Ministry of Health.
Okay.
And the center has organized various activities throughout this week. And of course, one of them, the key functions have been organized in the National Hospital of Sri Lanka for the benefit of the hospital as well as for the benefit of country.
Right.
So among them we have had exhibition, and then we have had electronic waste disposal scheme.
Right.
So those are some of them, and also plus public awareness things.
Okay, so how has the public actually reacted to all this? Have they really been has it been growing that people actually know that this is actually happening? There's a lot of people who tend to be, I wouldn't say ignorant, but they wouldn't actually know what this week was about, or what the
awareness of it
the
is
awareness
very
of the whole situation is. So how has the feedback been?
Yeah, certainly. Also the awareness took place through media, electronic and printed media as well.
Okay.
And if you take about electronic waste disposal, of course it was sort of an unknown entity in Sri Lanka. So for the first time, the National Poison Center embarked on this issue in collaboration with the Central Environment Authority. So the venue was the National Hospital, and as you know, the item we use a lot of electronic items, electronic gadgets, and generally they have a short life, right? And especially in the light of importing used electronic devices, their life is very short. So then where to dispose them, how to dispose them is a big issue. If you have mobile, you tend to buy new mobiles, right?
Let's just say my mobile phone just burnt.
Yeah.
It got burnt. What do I do with it?
Yeah. So actually, people are clueless as to how to,
dispose of it responsibly.
Yes. So, but now the environmental authority, they have introduced and recognized some agencies called e-collectors. E-collectors, right? So what we did was that we gathered, of course we appointed a condemning board. That's a usual thing in government sector. You can't just dispose anything, right? So we organized condemning board especially for electronic items like computers, mobiles and all this, right? And then we gathered them, and then we handed over all of these items to the e-collectors. And what they do is really actually they export them, right? There are certain countries that they recycle them, right? So actually it's a very good exercise.
That's one great way of actually sorting this problem out.
Poison prevention is very important here in the country as well. But now, Dr. Varuna, you are the head of the Toxicology and Poison Prevention Center, which is part of the National Hospital. Now, what is the incidence of sort of poisoning here in Sri Lanka, and what are the agents that can cause this?
So mainly in the main cities in the western province as well as southern province as well as the central province, the most of these poisoning cases are related to the drug overdose, really.
Oh, I see.
So that simple drug known as paracetamol as a painkiller as well as a anti-fever with antipyretic drug. So the deliberate suicidal attempts were high. And usually the younger generation, less than 30 years to up to 16 years, that age belt, most of these cases are reporting, particularly in the western province as well as the southern province as well as the central part of the country.
Right.
So if you are moving toward the central part of the country or the periphery of the country, especially the farming community, so maybe the Jaffna, maybe the Betty, or it may be in the Monragal district. Most of the cases are reported due to agrochemical poisoning. So that is the usual trend and the pattern at the moment. And if you are going back to the north central province, there's the Kaneru, that one of these plant toxin, that the incidence is very high still. I must say. So this is varying from region to region and the part to part of the country. And as a cumulative figure, in the country figures, the pesticide, what are the agrochemicals, what I say. So the incidence is very high. The second was the drug overdose, it's paracetamol. So this trend is growing. But interestingly, if you are going to the Southeast Asia, so our health sector is a very, very good, excellent service we are rendering for the nation. And if you are considering all the regional figures, we are doing very well. In Southeast Asia, the mortality or the death rate after ingestion of this chemical or whatever these chemical toxins, the mortality is lowest is our country.
But so that's good news for Sri Lanka.
It's a good news, but the gloomy fact was the case incidence was rising year by year. So the incidence is high, but our that medical care is, I must say, excellent, because that we have very skilled workforce in medical field, so that we can assure their care, but the rise in trend is gloomy.
So talking about the global trend as well, it's very important to speak about what the other countries are doing and then what Sri Lanka is doing parallelly at the same time. So are we sort of importing some knowledge from the other countries as well when it comes to battling this poison epidemic?
Yeah, that I must say that now the thing is now WHO and Ministry of Health is closely working with the National Center for Toxicology and Poison Information Center, and at the moment we have the access to the world database about toxicology, United Kingdom as well as United States, so that we have the fingertip knowledge about all the update knowledge about the various poisons, its clinical features and its how to manage it and everything. So even the medical professionals that we are serving and we are communicating with them continuously, so that world updated information related to the medical advances, so that we are already updated. So anybody who wishes to get updated informations about more credible and authentic informations, they can contact us.
And also that's great to know that the doctors have that information at their fingertips.
Yeah, getting to Dr. Jasinger, I wanted to ask you, now for the people watching at home, you spoke about when you spoke about the computer parts and electronics, what is a way of us preventing from like getting these things into our environment, like releasing these out? How do we prevent like letting them out there? How can we stop from our own house?
Yeah, actually this is a new thing in Sri Lanka. You know, as I told you the first time that this sort of a public thing happened, right? But I don't think that this has gone into public mind.
Right.
So that is what actually we want to create. I think the Central Environment Authority also must, and I think they will take up this issue with the entire country. So in fact The issue is these electronic devices, they have various poisoning agents which are harmful to life.
Right.
You know, they can pollute the environment. So therefore, we must not simply dump them here and there.
Right.
You see, so but once again, we are just starting on this issue.
Would you happen to know, would you recommend a way of disposing of your electronics?
Yeah, I think probably we may not be able to advise individuals,
Okay.
but certainly we can tell the organizations
of
or government departments. They can certainly get in contact with Central Environment Authority.
Right.
And get their things organized so that their e-waste is properly disposed.
Right, Dr. Jasinger, before we go into commercial break, wouldn't you agree that if you start off in the home of the public, anyone that lives in this country, if you start from there, wouldn't that solve the problem instead of going to the organization first?
Yeah, the thing is, I don't think we have such organization to deal with currently.
Right.
To go into the individuals, but certainly. Say now the big organizations like hospitals or departments, they do deal with a lot of electronic devices, and they will have to dump them in mass scale.
Right.
So therefore we advise them to do the correct thing.
Right.
And get in contact with the Central Environment Authority.
Right.
And get going.
Right. On that note, we'll go into a quick commercial break and we'll speak more about this. Just visit our Facebook page on www.facebook.com/Good Morning Sri Lanka. Click the like button. Send us a message on any questions that you would like to ask on our future shows. We'll be right back after this commercial break.